It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Tropical moisture associated with a weak low pressure circulation centered over the southeastern Gulf of Mexico is lifting towards the Florida Panhandle under a broad channel of southerly flow aloft. This weak flow is a system somewhat separate from Hurricane Rafael further south in the Caribbean. Hurricane Rafael is expected west of Key West as a Category 2 hurricane. A winter storm is brewing across the southern Rockies, and much colder temperatures are expected across the west behind the cold front, with 30s and 40s across the valleys, dipping into single digits in the cool spots for overnight lows. Closer to home, an upper-level storm system will bring modest mountain snow and light lowland rain showers. Temperatures will remain below normal today, and that'll last through the weekend. Temperatures gradually increase heading into early next week with quiet and dry conditions. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. Breaking news. Donald Trump was elected Tuesday night and the world ended. Film at 11. A federal judge sentenced 21-year-old Ronnie Purnell Evans to 30 months in prison for strangling his intimate partner. Federal prosecutors say the alleged assault happened on November 8th of 2023 when Evans, an enrolled member of the Mescalero Apache tribe, shoved and grabbed his partner's throat. A local mobile home park was declared uninhabitable due to sewer and other issues.
The Tinsley Trailer Park has been condemned, and they've been given the notices that they need to be out of there.
Alamogordo Daily News editor Elva Osterreich speaking on KRWG. The deadline to vacate has already passed.
Unfortunately, there's still families living there who have been ordered to leave but have nowhere to go.
I reached out to Mayor Susan Payne for comment but received no response regarding this issue. The natatorium, which includes the indoor year-round swimming pool, passed in Alamogordo 52-48. The village of Tularosa is having a special meeting tonight at 6 p.m. The agenda is available on villageoftularosa.com, and the meeting is going to be centered around the compromised village water system. The City of Alamogordo Utility Maintenance Division will be installing new water valves at or near Cottonwood Drive, Basswood, Greasewood, Mosswood, Driftwood, Rosewood, Friendwood, and Ironwood Drive, and between 3707 to 3744 North Scenic, also affecting the surrounding areas. These repairs will be undertaken between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. Residents may experience lower than normal water pressure, water discoloration, or a temporary disruption in your water service. Please be advised of a road closure on East 9th between White Sands Boulevard and Delaware Avenue, effective through tomorrow. The Sounds of Freedom returns this coming Saturday from 3 until 10 at Alameda Park, featuring Hear No Evil, also a drone show, car show, kids activities, climbing wall, food and craft vendors, and a whole lot more. This event is free. A waterline replacement and road repaving is scheduled to begin on Monday, November 18th on Oregon between Indian Wells and 10th. Be advised. The Veterans Day ceremony takes place at Veterans Memorial Park in Tularosa. That's happening on Monday, November 11th at 11 a.m. That's 701 South Bookout Road and Highway 70 in Tularosa. The Alamogordo Music Theater presents A Christmas Carol, the musical, taking place on November 29th, 30th, December 6th, and 7th at 7 p.m., December 1st at 2 at the Flickinger Center. All seats are $12. AlamogordoMusicTheater.org for details. Waterline replacement and road repaving is scheduled to begin on Monday, November 18th on Oregon Avenue between Indian Wells and 10th, about a week and a half away, so be advised. Well, today is Thursday. It's time for a Thursday Thought from our good friend, Pastor Lauren Noble.
Good morning, 95.1 listeners. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday Thoughts. Well, the election is over, and it seems the people have spoken for President-elect Donald Trump. I think both candidates had some good and bad points, just like most people do, because that is what they are, people. And while Wednesday morning the Dow went up more than 1,300 points in anticipation of the Trump victory, we will obviously have to wait and see what it does over the next few years and the next few weeks on what the stock market does. Personally, though, I do not have much confidence in politicians at any level. I learned that from working at Addy County as an employee. Do not trust the government because they are not always trustworthy and upstanding citizens. But I do always hope the best for our country because and at any level of government, local, county, whatever, because we need the good government, and sometimes the people we elect are not the best, but we will have to wait and see how this pans out for President-elect Trump and see what happens the next 4 years. But let me say a prayer for us. Lord, I do pray the best for our country and the best for our government, but especially for our citizens, because we need a strong government and a government that cooperates with each other, and that seems to be either my memory is getting bad or I don't remember our government cooperating with each other very much over the years I've been alive or remembering. But I do always hope and pray for that and pray for the strength of our nation in the years ahead and the coming up, and to see what this brings in store for our government and for our people and what you have in store for the U.S. Amen. Until we meet up again on the airwaves, blessings to you.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Finish your high school diploma for you and your family. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Fort Bliss officials identified the man charged with 2 counts of intoxicated manslaughter in the Saturday night crash as Sergeant Juan de Valle. Online jail records confirmed that de Valle was arrested and charged with the 2 counts as the lives of Dalia Olivias and Rick Ballard were taken. Fort Bliss says de Valle is assigned to the 3rd Armored Brigade Combat Team, 1st Armored Division, who is fully cooperating with the El Paso County Sheriff's Office during the investigation. An SUV driven by a 57-year-old woman was traveling northbound on I-25 when she decided to turn around in the median and head southbound. She pulled out in front of a Donna Ana County Sheriff's Office unit, occupied by 2 deputies traveling with emergency lights and sirens activated. This caused the deputy to rear end the SUV. 67-year-old Ishmael Miquez is dead after that crash. The SUV driver and deputies were taken to the hospital with injuries. The crash is being investigated by the New Mexico State Police with assistance from the New Mexico State Police Vehicular Crimes Unit. Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office deputies arrested 2 suspects in a shooting that occurred early Tuesday morning. Investigators say Delilah and Justin Harris were getting a ride from a man when they suddenly turned on the driver and shot him multiple times. They fled the scene while a 3rd passenger called for help. That victim is now recovering in the hospital. He was able to name his attackers to deputies, and both Delilah and Justin Harris were taken into custody without incident. Both have been charged with attempted murder. An Albuquerque police officer is at home recovering after being shot 3 weeks ago. The Albuquerque Police Department said it all began with a domestic violence call on October 13th. That's when 3 officers arrived, and they encountered an armed suspect named Matthew Sanchez, age 41. Police body camera footage shows the officer shot Sanchez 7 times, killing him. A few seconds after the shooting, though, an officer drops to the ground screaming.
What do you want?
My arm.
Okay, where?
Upper arm.
During the investigation, police found Sanchez's gun was in the lockback position, meaning it was out of bullets. So if Sanchez didn't have the bullets to shoot the officer, who did?
And I think one of the officers mentions it in their interview is Officer Torres mentions that she was in fear that she was about to get struck by a bullet and started to turn her head in anticipation of getting struck.
Harold Medina, the department's police chief. Investigators say this was a case of friendly fire. The injured officer was most likely shot by a fellow officer standing behind him.
An individual could have an open view at the individual they're trying to engage, and movement from one of the other officers could have been a contributing factor as to what happened.
APD says they're going to spend the next several months investigating and analyzing this incident. 38-year-old Harley Davidson Joe of Gallup pled guilty in federal court to assault with a dangerous weapon. Joe is an enrolled member of the Navajo Nation and has been accused of involvement in a shooting on the Navajo Nation reservation. He faces up to 10 years in prison and will be subject to 3 years of supervised release following prison. His sentencing is still pending and has not yet been scheduled. Bernalillo County officials now say hundreds of absentee ballots were rejected during this year's election. Officials said the main issue was that many of the ballots did not have a signature. Impacted voters were notified by mail and told how to correct the miscue. Firefighters are investigating the cause of a house blaze in Las Cruces. Flames broke out before sunrise Monday morning. Nobody was hurt and crews gained control in less than half an hour. Thankfully, only the garage was impacted. Congressman Gabe Vasquez defeated Yvette Harrell. He spoke with KRWG.
I believe that Americans and the promise and the foundation of this country is that we are truly all equal. And that is something that I think we've forgotten about.
I like that message. A message of unity as opposed to a message of us versus them. I don't normally agree with the politics of Vasquez, but this message here is dead on. There is no us versus them. It's just us. We, the people. And unity is exactly what we need. Please continue, Congressman.
As the politics of division from MAGA Republicans seek to tear us apart,
kindly disregard everything I just said, please.
There are representatives like myself and others across the country who are trying to bring us together. And so I feel like part of that glue, part of that seam that's going to bring America back together. So I'm excited not just for my own election, but also for what's to come for the rest of the country. I think when they choose Democratic leadership.
Tribalism at its best. The only way to save the country is to think like me and elect others who think like me. No thanks. I'd prefer having my own thoughts and opinions. I did reach out to Yvette Harrell and received no response. More than half of the 98 Chihuahuas rescued from a Socorro hoarder home back in April have a forever home now. Associate Director of Marketing, Madison Beats, of Animal Humane New Mexico, spoke with KRQE.
We're so thrilled that the 36 Chihuahuas that we brought into our care back in April, we can now officially announce that all of them have found their forever homes.
East Mountain Companion Animal Project, Animal Humane New Mexico, and Espanola Humane rescued these Chihuahuas. East Mountain led the operation and said the dogs were malnourished and covered in ticks and fleas. As of Wednesday, at Espanola Humane, all 11 of those dogs were adopted, including one female who had puppies. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
Santa Fe High School head football coach Andrew Martinez has resigned while on paid administrative leave. Martinez was on leave for the remainder of the 2024 football season related to a hazing investigation currently underway involving the football team. There are 51 matches for New Mexico volleyball today, including Capitan at Mescalero, Hot Springs at Cobre, and Ruidoso comes to Tularosa. Wow! Go, Lady Cats! Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for mostly cloudy skies. There's an 80% chance of showers with a quarter to a half inch expected. Mostly cloudy skies tonight with a 40% chance of showers, less than a tenth of an inch expected. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a 30% chance for showers. Your high today in the basin, 53. Low tonight of 36. High tomorrow, 50 degrees. In Cloudcroft, a winter weather advisory is in effect until 11 a.m. Friday morning. Mostly cloudy skies today with snow showers. Accumulation of 3 to 5 inches expected. Mostly cloudy tonight with a 40% chance of more snow. Accumulation of a half to a full inch expected. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a 40% chance of more snow. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 37. Wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 7. Low tonight of 18. Wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 7. High tomorrow, 33. Wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 11 degrees. Don't forget about your pets, pipes, and plants. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting KALHradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.